Alright guys, Papa Pepper back once again. If you follow my YouTube stuff or my stuff on Weeku or Steam It, you're going to see a couple days ago I picked up a crossbow. The reason I picked up a crossbow was that the hunting season for antlerless deer on private land opened up, and although I have some hunting rifles and stuff, I hadn't really ever gone bow hunting, so I figured the way to go would be a crossbow because it's just very close to a rifle in a lot of ways. It's got a sight, I don't have to figure out how to shoot a bow and sight that in a lineup thing. So I've done some archery before, but never really for hunting, and just don't have the time right now with everything going on to learn it. So I said, let's just invest in one of these. Back in Wisconsin, these used to just be for handicapped people could use them, but now they kind of opened them up where anyone could. I'm not sure what the rules were before in Arkansas. I just know that right now you can. So there was a deer hanging out, big doe, hanging out around our property for quite a while until about the day before the season opened, and that seems to be the way it goes a lot of times. But I went out today, just kind of in the middle of the afternoon. There's a lot of times where I know where the deer are in the woods, and then it's just a matter of trying to sneak in and get close enough to actually take one out. Now I did it quite a few times last year with a rifle, which is a little easier, but with a crossbow it's kind of a different story. So the interesting thing was I did go out today, and I had to kind of sneak through the woods for quite a bit before I saw one. I saw one that was off in the distance, but I figured I could make the shot. So I lined it up and adjusted for the height on the scope and gave it a go. And I heard this whack, kind of like he hit a tree, and the deer took off running. Well, I set down my crossbow, grabbed a knife out of my pocket, and approached, and saw that where the deer had been was where the blood trail started. I followed the blood trail. It hadn't made it very far, and it was laying on the ground. So I, harvested it, came back. The arrow had gone directly through it. So I'm like, where did the bolt go? And it had actually snapped off. So I'm not sure where the broadhead is or the tip of it, but the rest of the bolt I do have. So we're actually getting a fire going right now, so we can enjoy just some nice fire roasted venison that we just harvested today. Pretty exciting. And it's marinating right now. We're really looking forward to it, and we may smoke some with some friends tomorrow. I got a buddy who's got a big smoker, so we may just take a couple of the bigger portions and go head over there for dinner. We'll see. But the one interesting thing that Mama Pepper made a comment today, and she said, I'm not really familiar with the concept of hunting the way that you do. She says, normally I remember people would either wake up early in the morning and go sit in the tree stand or the deer stand or somewhere, a blind out in the woods, and wait forever. And then, before sundown, they'd head out a ways before sundown and just kind of do that all night too. And they'd be gone every night of the day, every night of the week, every day. And it'd go on for weeks. She's like, you just kind of say, hold on, I'll be right back, run off into the woods, and come back with a deer, because this has happened multiple times with the rifle too, like I said. And I said, well, I think that part of it is, whether it's a hobby or efficiency, but another part of it is that, there is something about trying to, even with this, just trying to get close enough to a deer in the middle of the woods. It's dry and crunchy right now with the leaves on the ground and a lot of deadfall sticks, and to actually sneak through and get close enough to get one is kind of cool. And I think that that's part of the way that a lot of the natives used to do it, is they would just kind of, sneak up on their prey and see if they get close enough to take it out. So we'll see. But anyway, was successful today. Got my first antlerless one of the season. We are raising animals for meat here too, so anytime I can harvest something wild that we've had a lot less investment of time and effort, that's a lot better for our family. And then again, just to kind of be eating nice wild meat that's not, living in some cage or some stall, getting pumped full of corn all day and antibiotics, and if one dies, we just kind of grind it up, put it in the feed, and feed it back to them. To actually just have wild meat is much better. And we joke around sometimes, because sometimes people say things like, oh, it just tastes so gamey, and it's like, yeah, it's probably the lack of antibiotics and GMO feed and just kind of everything else that makes it taste gamey, because it's real meat. We don't really notice that gamey taste with a lot of the things that we do. We just season it, cook it, enjoy it. So I think we might actually pull it a Dutch oven and just kind of sear some of it on the coals once this dies down. But we're getting hungry. It's been a good day. Just wanted to give you guys an update. This worked. It didn't take me much to sight it in. Got it sighted in pretty close. The thing works really well, and definitely impressed with it. Definitely like it. And like I said today too, it went straight through the deer. The deer took off, didn't make it very far, and I had a very successful hunt. Even though, I don't think I was gone a half hour from the time I actually walked off into the woods till when I came back with a deer on my shoulders. And we definitely used a lot of the scraps, a lot of the other pieces, a lot of the chickens, ducks, Muscovies all got fed off of it. We got a lot of meat out of it. And oops, I gotta go take care of that hide. All right, just remember that. All right, guys, Papa out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.